I am so excited. We are halfway through and we are on tip number 11 on how to gain quality business to business marketing leads. And I realized there is one missing piece. There is one missing piece that I see all the time from companies across all different industries. And this one missing piece is quite obvious. As you sit down and you try to figure out your marketing strategy or your plan, there are a lot of things to think about. You have to figure out your target audience. That's a must. That's very important. You got to figure out what sources you might use, what channels you might use. And then when you figure out those three pieces, then you have to get all the little ducks in order. So you've got to get the website organized, and you've got to get your landing page, and you got to get your call to action, and you have to have the offer piece ready or the content, and you have to figure out your messaging. And then, of course, you have to have branding guides, social media all set up, their accounts set up, because when you do go out with your marketing campaign, it's important that it has a consistent look across all the different channels. Just so if they see it over here, they're like, oh, that's right, World Innovators. Or they see it there and they see the logo and they're like, oh, that's it, it's World Innovators. And it's bringing in all the pieces together that helps you create that nice, cohesive strategy that gets you those clients, or really the prospects, those leads that you then can nurture and cultivate into being ideal clients. But the missing piece that I see that happens all the time is execution. You might be saying, Donna, what are you talking about? Execution. Of course, we're going to execute our plan. But do you know how many companies are paralyzed by just trying to make sure everything they do is perfect? Now, I'm a perfectionist. I love things to be perfect, and I'm very type A, so I like things to be fast and get done. And there are times where they have to hold me back and tell me to slow down. But you have to execute. You've got to start getting things out there to see how it's received. And then you tweak it. Marketing is all about testing. And they always say marketing is test, test, test. You got to test. You got to test, are you hitting the right people? You got to test your offer. Is it resonating with them? You got to test, are they going through? Are they reacting to all the different things that you're offering? And now it's about educating. So in between your sales messages, you also have to have educational pieces of information. And that's why there's even more to your marketing campaign than before. Before, like I said, you'd work on your audience, get the piece, and you get it out there. And people would just plummet their messages out there to a large group. But now we're all trying to build those relationships that are deep to our heart. And the only way to do that is by offering value. But it's no good with any of this if you don't get it out there. Just like writing a blog. It's great if you sit there and you research and you go over the blog and you do this and you do that. But if you never publish it, what does it matter? You're never going to know how good it is. So think about it. Stop rehashing, going over the strategy, trying to get it so specific that you won't really be able to see what works and what doesn't. Now, I'm all for segmentation. Don't get me wrong there. But don't go so specific that you need lab directors at pharmaceutical companies that wear yellow socks on Tuesday. My goodness, what happened to the people who wear yellow socks on Thursdays? You're going to eliminate them? But you get what I'm saying. Don't be so specific. Definitely do lab directors at pharmaceutical companies, and maybe we don't put in there what color their socks are. We'll just go for the whole week. But then we can throw it out there and we can see who is interested in what we have to offer. When companies don't go and start executing different marketing strategies for testing, the quote that always comes to mind is Wayne Gretzky. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And that really kind of sums it right up there, because if you don't get your marketing campaigns out there, you'll never know what actually does work. So do your due diligence, but don't go crazy over really overthinking it too much. Go small. I'll give you that. Test a small little section, see how that works, and then you can build off of that. But execute. Start executing marketing strategies, testing them, and seeing what works. That is tip number 11, and I will see you tomorrow for tip 12. Have a good night. Bye.